There's just some whopper battles to come up tonight here in Oman. Marshals, the strawberries are flashing, the traffic light goes green, and here we go. Our top 16 is underway. Is Benedict Cherba the lead? Is Dennis Miguel to chase? Both guys thrown in. Look at Cherba throwing an absolute beautiful lead line in there. Doing a great job as he's coming through clip 2. We see Dennis Miguel now just a little bit on the inside, clipping that cone, maybe possibly putting one wheel off, but Cherba on a perfect qualifying line as he was asked by the judges, putting that back wheel exactly where it should be on that white outer line, absolutely hugging it left, right. But look at Dennis Miguel, he's right there with Cherba, stuck to the back of that Cherba fighter as he likes to big contact there. I think Dennis just came in a little bit too hot, hitting the side. Yeah, look, the time is over, the lights are flashing, and away we go. So we have Dennis Miguel to lead, and we have Benedictus Cherba chase. We see Miguel clipping the cone in the chicane, throwing it in. Cherba leaving a little bit of room, knowing he probably has an advantage, but this is where he's going to put foot to floor now between 2 and 3 to try and reel back in Dennis Miguel, as we see Cherba doing absolutely anything he can to try and get on the back of that E46 BMW. Miguel on a lovely line there, maybe just dropping one wide at the end of zone 4, but he's doing a great job now. But look at Cherba, he is right there with him as they come up the transition for the second last time. How did it not make contact? Commentator's curse, Alan, you'll get used to it. I do this all the time, I just say something.
I was going to say there, just because Cherba got a 10-minute timeout doesn't
both drivers to start line. Traffic light goes green, away we go. It's Nazir in the 350, it's Ahmed in that S15, as we see Nazir throwing it in. Ahmed a little bit shallow on initiation, but he's doing whatever he can to try and stay with him. We see Nazir putting the foot down now, starting to pull a bit of a gap. He knows Lamry is fast. Big flame shooting from the bottom of that 350Z, as we see Lamry now couldn't track, but Nazir on an absolutely beautiful lead line. So we see him putting that white back wheel just maybe ever so slightly over the white line, which gives Lamry a great chance to get back in. Huge transition from both drivers. How did Lamry not make contact as they come into transition for the last time, getting out deep into zone A, around the final corner and over the line? That's a great
here from Nasser.
That's brilliant. So I can be the excited one, you can be the technical one. This sounds like a good combination to me. Well, we are going away for the second half of this run. It's a Lamry to lead, it's Nasser to chase, as we see a Lamry throwing it in. Nasser, lovely initiation now as he puts it right up on the side of that S15. Lamry's on a great line here now as they come through clip 3, but look at Nasser, he is eating the back door off that Nissan S15 as they come through zone 4. Lamry's on a great line, but how did Nasser not make contact with him as they come around now, lining up for clip 6 onto the second last transition, going to line up for that touch and go clip 7, putting foot to floor. Look at this from Nasser, you can barely see him through the smoke of Ahmed and Lamry. This is a great run from both guys, and I would not want to be a judge on this one. He will move on to the grade 8, and unfortunately that is Oman versus Malaysia here at the Oman International Drift Championship, and away they go. So we see Item nearly drifting out of the chicane as they come tearing down the straight. Fu's really on the inside of the track here, not exactly where the judges were asking. Now he's starting to wash a bit wide as we see Item starting to pull a small bit of a gap as they come absolutely tearing down into zone 4. Listen to the screams of that S15. That car is a monster, but unfortunate for Fu. He just washed ever so wide. Think that possibly could have been 3, maybe 4 wheels off. He's going to have to wait for the replay to see that one now, as we see Item doing anything he can, but Fu ended up in the wrong part of the track, nearly cutting in front of Item there, and then he makes contact with him coming around the last section. Just very unfortunate. Too little. It's starting to flash, the traffic light goes green, and we're going away for the second half of this run. What can Fu do to try and put some pressure on Item? Item needs to be careful and not get caught out here, as we see both cars throwing it in. Lovely initiation from both drivers. Fu Wishan doing anything he can now to pull a gap, but Item LIDD is right there with him, just sticking it on the back of that BMW as they come down into zone 4. How did he not make contact? Fu's very wide and into the wall. Oh, heavy hit with them concrete blocks right there now. Very unfortunate for Fu. I really hope he's okay, but we see Item now just bringing that car around for the second half of this track as he transitions for the last time out to the wall. Lovely wall run there, and over the line for Item. But we're just checking in to see if Fu's or recovery truck on the way out to pick it up. for yourself, Alan, as we see the strobe lights flash on the start line, the traffic light goes green, both cars leave the line, and away we go. So it's the Ham to lead, and it's Nicholas Solomon to chase, as we see the Ham throwing it in. But look at Nick Solomon, he's right there with him as they come through the first section. Lovely line from both drivers now. The Ham putting the foot down, trying to pull a bit of a gap. Nick maybe washing a small bit wide of 3, but the Ham is on an absolute beautiful lead line, as we see Nick now doing whatever he can to try and close that gap as he comes through zone 5. The Ham though putting the car exactly where the judges asked, and Nicholas Solomon doing a great job not to make contact as the transition there for 7, lining up for the last transition out to the wall. Huge dive from Nicholas Solomon, but the Ham is absolutely smoking that last corner over and bringing it over the line. A whopper. The traffic light goes green and away they go. So we see Nicholas Solomon in the lead and Ahmed the Ham in the chase. The Ham tucked right in behind that E92. Nicholas Solomon's watching wide and in the wall. Oh no, what happened there? Very uncharacteristic from Nicholas Solomon. As we see the Ham now bringing that car lovely through clip 4 and doing exactly as he's asked, and he's pulling off the track because the track loops back, and he's look at
in the bar or something, having a drink. So as you can see, the Ham gets the win there. I think that was pretty clear cut.
Strobe lights are going, and here we go. It's Vasiliauskas to lead. It is Bagsy to chase. We see Vasiliauskas nearly drifting out that chicane, flicking it in, but look at the initiation from Bagsy. He is right there with him. Vasiliauskas now maybe a small bit shallow coming through that first zone, but Bagsy is dropping back. Not sure what's going on. So obviously some sort of technical issue with that car. As Vasiliauskas now on a lovely lead line. Very wide. Oh, tagging the wall from Vasiliauskas, but he keeps it going, giving Bagsy every bit of an opportunity to get back into it as he dies. Now Vasiliauskas dropping wheels yet again, coming through from 5 to 6 as he Bagsy nearly takes the front off his car with the transition. It's a huge dive from Vasiliauskas, throwing it backwards in there, but ending up on the inside of the track, which cuts Bagsy off completely. So the strobe light is flashing and away they go. It is Bagsy the lead as they come tearing down the straight. What can Vasiliauskas do in the chase position? Is Bagsy lovely initiation, but now Bagsy's gone wide, and very wide, dropping 2 wheels. Vasiliauskas is just following him, mirroring the lead car, as we see the both cars now trying to get it back online as they come into zone 4. So you see Bagsy now doing absolutely anything he can to try and salvage the rest of this room. Vasiliauskas is just sticking there with him. No matter where that PS13 goes, he is putting it right on his door and following him around. So we see them now transition for the second last time into touch and go clip 7 as they line up for the wall run. Bagsy putting the back of the car out to the wall. Lovely and wide to that zone on the outer line, but Vasiliauskas is right there with him. Little bit of contact. Winner is Andreas Vasiliauskas. So that means, unfortunately, that is the Cherba to lead, Miguel to chase as they come down the straight. Cherba, Miguel, look at Dennis Miguel, he's right there with him, ending up a small bit on the inside, but Cherba, lovely initiation now as they come through the first corner, pushing out wide through clip 2, working the 3. Dennis Miguel starting to fall back just a slight bit, but Cherba's on a beautiful lead line as we see Dennis doing whatever he can to try and get close. Cherba maybe dropping 1 wheel there at the end of zone 3, and oh, just over rotating from Cherba. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. Alan, it's like since he had that incident earlier on in the first battle with Dennis, it's just not the same Cherba we've been watching.
Yeah, you're right, Mike. And look, this track is one of the, even though it's a flat.
Here at the final round of the OIDC 2023 season, but we see both cars lead the line. Look at Dennis Miguel and Cherba. You can see he's driving with aggression. He is right there with him. This is the chase run I was expecting from the start from Benedictus Cherba as we see him coming through. Maybe Miguel a small bit shallow there, bringing Cherba on the inside, but Cherba is right there with him, showing why he is one of the best drifters in the world. As we see Dennis Miguel not really putting a foot wrong. It's not the best line, but it's not the worst line either. As we see Cherba now coming up, transitioning further. Last time I thought they were going to make contact there, Alan, as they flick back. Cherba out to the wall. Miguel pulling a small bit of a gap around the last zone and over the line. Wow, Miguel, and unfortunately you can see the heartbreak in Benedictus Cherba's face there.
Mr. Chase.
Okay, so we see both cars coming through the chicane. It is Nick Nack throwing it in. Look at Kremitz, absolutely all the flames shooting out the wing and bonnet at Toyota Altezza, but Nick Nack putting the foot down, showing that new engine setup clearly is working for them as they come into zone 4. Kremitz a small bit on the inside, but he gains proximity. Nick Nack on a beautiful lead line as he flicks back now for zone 5. absolutely putting that car exactly where the judges asked him. So we see Cremis though is right there with him when they transition back for the second last time through clip 7, flicks it back for the wall. Nick Nack doing a nice job here, but look at Sergio Cremis, he's right there with him, absolutely stuck to Nick Nack. Wow. Lights flash, traffic light goes green, away they go. It's Cremis to lead, it's Nick Nack to chase as they come tearing down the straight. Look at Nick Nack, he's nearly beside him there coming down the straight. Oh, guys, throwing it in lovely there now through the first section. Look at Nick Nack, absolutely stuck to the side of that car. This is the chasing we've been watching all morning from this young driver. Oh, and he just has to back out ever so slightly, throwing on a bit too much angle. How does he hold that? That was an unbelievable move from Nick Nack. Cremis is on a lovely lead line here now as they make their way into clip 6, as you see that E36 BMW stuck to the side. Don't know how did it make contact in that transition as they come around to flick it back for the last time. Nick Nack out onto the wall. Cremis on a lovely lead line, but Nick Nack is right there with him. Proximity was so to the grade 8 where he will face Ahmed Daham. That is it. Is Ali McSee to lead, Clint to chase through the chicane, and away they go. So look at Clint tucking right in there, but the speed of Ali coming down the straight, Clint knows he's fast, he's going to have to stick right there with him, which he does. Ali puts the foot down now on the front brake, just keeping that car settled, keeping out wide through 3, but Clint just dropping a small bit back now as Ali is on a lovely lead line all the way around zone 4. Flicking it back for 5. Clint is still there with him though. Great dive from Clint as he's all right there with him. Not sure what happened, just look at Clint was nearly over rotating. He does a great job to keep that car in position as we see Ali flicking back last time for the wall. Clint needs to make a dive to close the proximity. He knows Ali's going to be close to him when we swap them around as they come. It goes green and away they go. Clint to lead, Ali to chase. S14 versus GT86, the old versus the new in drifting, as we see Clint throwing it in. Ali washing a small bit wide as Clint gets a little bit of proximity. Ali's going to have to put the foot down now, try and catch him, and he does as we see them coming through clip 3 into zone 4 into the first decel zone. Clint on an absolute beautiful line. Contact from Ali McSee, but Clint Farouk keeps it in it. Absolutely hero driving from both guys as we see them coming up to clip 6 as they transition for the second last time, flicking back. How did Ali not make contact? Clint's on a beautiful lead line. He knew that's what to do, putting the back of that S14 out wide, but Ali McSeed is right there with him. Foot brakes light.
The live stream drivers don't realise how funny they look, but from this angle it's hilarious.
But the winner
and obviously Edgar Krogris, as you can see Edgar leading in Tariq Al-Shahani. Tariq Al-Shahani in his gorgeous orange S13. Wow, what a dive there from Tariq Al-Shahani, but Edgar really doing a clean lead run here. As you can see, a nice dive from Tariq Al-Shahani's going to the outside zone. And wow, look at this lead run from Edgar Krogris as he's doing a nice job in the Eurofighter, the F22 Eurofighter. Tariq Al-Shahani does a big dive on an inside, but really trying to clutch at the straws of Edgar Krogris. And wow, contact there from Tariq Al-Shahani. Wow, we'd love to see a bit of door-on-door action, but you know, we don't want to see corrections like that either, as Krogris does a very good job in the outside zone here. And Tariq Al-Shahani really doing a good job in the chase run line.
So it's Tariq who leads. And Eggers to chase. Tariq drifting out of the chicane, throwing it in so fast, but he's washing so wide through that first corner, just saying the one on the mid-line, which gives Eggers every opportunity to get in there. Now Tariq bit shallow there on the inside. Huge dive from Eggers. How does he not make contact? Has to kind of back out of it ever so slightly as they come out with clips 4 and flick back for zone 5. This is a crazy run in the lead position. He's trying to be as fast as possible, maybe not consistent with his line, but Eggers doing a great job now to chase him as they flick back for the last time. Tariq not as deep at the start of that zone near the wall, but he does get in there. But look at Eggers right there with him. Judges obviously thinking the same, so we are going to go a one more time.
Mike, who's going to take this one?
Well, we're about to find out. So we see Eggers to lead, we see Tariq to chase as they come tearing down. Both guys already know each other, they've hit once, so they're going to try and not have a repeat of the last one. But look at this from Tariq actually. Oh, and a big opposite drift from Eggers. Unfortunately, he has to kind of bail out of it a small bit. Luckily, he didn't end up going off the track. Tariq doing a great job not to make too much contact with him. It was only a light small rub on both sides of the car as we see both guys bringing it around. That was a big opposite drift now. I'd be wondering, Alan, is that going to be a complete zero for Eggers, or will there be some sort of points? But what's going on? Taruk ending up completely on the inside of the track, just getting it all wrong in that last corner. The lights are flickering and away they go. Is Taruk to lead, and it is Edgar's to chase as we Taruk drifting out chicane. Both guys throwing it in hard, but big separation. Taruk is very wide coming through that first section from 1 to 2, but he gets it back online now coming into clip 3 as we see him coming into the first decel zone. Nice wide line from Taruk. Eggers is with him, but he's not as close as we'd like to see him as they transition back around now for zone 5 yet again. Taruk putting that back wheel perfectly on the outer line. See Eggers maybe just getting caught ever so slightly. How did he not make contact on that transition as they transition back for the last 2 to 1?
The contact from Tarek Al-Shahani on Tarek Al-Shahani and Kroger.
It's the start of the Great 8. The traffic light goes green. It's Nazar to lead. It's Dennis Miguel to chase. Both cars leave the line. Tearing down the straight is Nazar as he throws it in. Dennis on the inside of the track, but so is Nazar, very shallow through that first corner, but he puts the foot down now, trying to get as much of a gap as possible as they come into the first decel zone. Nazar on a lovely line coming through zone 4, absolutely smoking the place out of it. Transitions back, must be one wheel dropped as he comes through 5 there. Lovely wide line, but Dennis is right there with him as they transition back. Lovely transition from both drivers. Nazir throwing it out so wide onto that outer zone, but Dennis is right there with him. Not the proximity we'd want. 2 thumbs up from both drivers. And the line goes green and away they go. So it's Dennis the lead. Oh, Dennis just clipping the cone as he's coming out of the chicane there. As Nasser's right with him, thrown in. So aggressive is Nasser. Dennis on the inside of the track, but Nasser just following. Both guys dropping a wheel as we see them coming through clip 2. Now same thing again, very shallow. Both guys dropping in a wheel, but Nasser is just following the lead car. He's close enough that he's nowhere else to go than where he is going, but Dennis is right wide on that zone as they flick back for zone 5. How did Nasser not make contact there? An absolute crazy transition from the young man from El Salvador as they flick back into clip 7, getting ready for the last transition out wide to the wall. Both cars on that outer line. Nasser stuck right there with him as he brings it around and over the
4. And well, I want to see more of Nasser. What a great job from him. And we see how it's getting Haitham Al Hadidi battle there. I think it would have been absolutely crazy. It would have been 2 wild drivers battling it out. One from the Middle East, one from Europe. But unfortunately, we're not going to see that. And we will see Haitham Al Hadidi do a by-run here. And I don't expect to do anything crazy here. But one thing I want to mention, you said you were going to have Nasser in the top 4. We also have Haitham in the top 4. So we have one driver from El Salvador. We have one driver from Oman. Okay, and the next couple of battles, we have one driver potentially from Kuwait, from Ali Maxid. We have one other driver from Daham, right, from Jordan. We have another driver from Latvia. And the last... Oh, whoa, what just happened? Okay. Right, okay,
They look absolutely amazing as we see both cars leave the line, and here we go. So it is Daham to lead, Nick Nack to chase, throwing it in hard. Look at this from both drivers. Lovely initiation, and what a start to the battle as we see the Ham coming in. A nice knee line, but Nick Nack is right there with him. This young man is so experienced, more experienced beyond his age in my opinion, as he's nearly touching the side of the Ham as they come through zone 4. The Ham putting the foot down now, trying to pull a gap, but he is not able to get rid of Nick Nack. Nick Nack is stuck right there. Transition now back through to the touch and go clip 7, putting the absolute foot down. What can Ahmed the Ham do? Putting the back of that S14 out wide onto the wall, but Nick Nack is right there, pushing the Ham around the last. I hope it's not engine failure, Alan, that's all, because that's all I heard in them last ones. But here we go, we've Nick Nack throwing it in, but look at Ahmed the Ham, he's right there with the young Latvian driver as they put foot to the floor now, making their way through clip 2, out wide to 3. A lovely look, guys, rubbing the wall. The Ham is right there with Nick Nack. This is an unbelievable battle so far as we see Nick Nack putting a lovely lead line on. The Ham has to hit the brakes to avoid making contact as they transition for the last time now out to the wall. Nick Nack in a lovely wide line through zone 4. The Ham is right there with him. Wow. So one more time we get to see these guys go for a 5th time in one season. Wow. Okay, Eggers and Nick Nack are pitting together, and so is the Ham and Ali. It's just, what's the chance of this? But look, here we go. It's Ali McSee to lead. It's Eggers to chase as they throw it in there. Now look at the speed of Ali McSee, but Eggers is right there with him As we see now, Ali putting the foot down, trying to pull a gap through 3. Eggers maybe dropping back ever so slightly, but this is the speed of Ali McSee that we've been watching all weekend, as we see him absolutely filling that outside zone 4 as they come down now. Big transition for 5. Eggers just cutting the track ever so slightly, just trying to gain a bit of proximity, which he does as they transition back now for clip 7, getting the line up for the last transition on this round 4 layout. A huge flick there from the GT86 of Ali McSee, and Eggers right on the outer line, but not the
like this is his year. He can feel it. So let's see how he gets on when we see Eggers lead drifting out of chicane. But look at Ali, he's tucked in right behind him. That GT86 is practically in the passenger seat of the Kebab Fire as they come around through clip 2. This is a lovely lead line from Eggers, but look at Ali McSee right there with him as they come into the first decel zone. Big lockups to avoid making contact. Absolutely brilliant lead line from Eggers. What a transition from McSeed as he does great job not to make contact. Eggers yet again, Alan, on a fantastic lead line as they come through the centre section of this track now, getting ready to flick back for the last transition out to the wall. Both cars on the white line. Wow, what a chase run from Ali McSeed, but a huge round of applause though for Eggers Krogers. What a drive, lights flash, the traffic light goes green. Here we go, it's the Ham to lead. It is Nick Nack chase. The Ham clipping the cone as we see Nick Nack tucking right in there behind the Ham as they come through the first corner, nearly touching. The Ham doing absolutely anything he can to try and pull a gap from this young Latvian driver, but Nick Nack making a ridiculous dive. There is no need to be doing things like that. The Ham takes the back of the car off the wall but keeps going. I seen the spoiler fly in the air as we see Nick Nack now absolutely glued to the side of the Ham as a transition again. How did... Oh, the Ham is missing a tyre, Alan. Look, the Ham has a tyre off the rim, but yeah, he is still going. And Nick Nack is still with him. This is like some of the best driving I've seen. And the Ham only
if he really wanted to. But here, not the best condition. It could be not his greatest. But wow, look at the lead line from Nick Nack. Look at the angle. Fantastic job from Nick Nack. Big drag on the handbrake, but the Ham right under the door to Nick Nack. Wow, pushing him through the outside zone number 4. As we transition back into outside zone 5, Nick Nack doing a fantastic job. But look at the Ham pushing him around into clip 6. We've now transitioned out to clip 7. Wow, look at the transitions from the Ham. He's really showing that he can do the same as what Nick Nack can do. Contact, wow. Door-on-door contact. And Nick Nack finishes off top 4. And the Ham bows out of the top 8. Unfortunately, for the first battle of the top 4. And Mike, this is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, yes it is. So we see Hyden the lead in Nasser as they come tearing down. Two guys that know each other very well, and we see a lovely initiation from both guys as we see Hyden now trying to pull a bit of a gap. Nasser doing absolutely anything he can to try and stay in the fight, which he does. Look at this dive, massive dive into zone 4. How did Nasser not make contact? Hyden though on a perfect lead line as they transition out wide, out for 5, but Nasser is right there banging on the back of that Nissan Silvia S15 as they transition for the second last time, coming up for the last transition along the wall. Huge dive yet again from Nasser. He knows Hyden's going to be fast in the chase position. He's putting absolutely everything this run. He wants to get that. So yeah, here we go. It's Nasser to lead this time. What can Hyden do in the chase position? Both cars leave the line. They're coming down. Look at Hyden. He's tucked right in there behind Nasser. As we see a little bit of separation coming in. Hyden maybe washing a small bit wide. The absolute pace of that 350Z, I think, maybe even caught Hyden out. And a bit of understeer there, Alan. He seems to just be getting it all wrong coming up there into the 4. As we see Nasser now doing absolutely anything he can to try and keep them rear wheels on that perfect wide outer line, and he is doing a fantastic job. Hyden probably cutting the track a small bit there, just trying to get back the proximity, which he has gained back. Now we see them transition for the last time, nearly making contact as they come around the final corner and over the line.
2023. Wow, great job. Second time in a row, I believe.
Laws of physics in the Beamer, but it's go time now as we see Ali coming through the chicane, absolute tearing down the straight. Look at Nick Nack, he's nearly in the passenger seat. Contact already, and oh no, Alan, that is not what we wanted to see. Maybe it was Nick Nack just
pull that handbrake and slide through that first corner, and we will see him into the finals. A repeat from round 3, Nasser Al Harbi and Ali McSeed, and that's it. Ali McSeed moves to the finals. He will be facing up against Nasser Al Harbi, a repeat of round number 3. And for third, 4 playoff, that means Hyden Hadidi, will be up against Nick Nack, and because of Nick Nack, that might mean that our third, fourth place battle has already been decided. But Nick Nack has obviously crashed into the side of Ali Maxid's car, and obviously Ali Maxid is doing a buy run here. Make sure his car is is obviously all good, and it's looking pretty sweet to us right now here in the commentary booth. Mike,
don't have eyes on them there, yeah. But if it comes down to it, Nick Nack or Hytham. Okay, so there you have it. Unfortunately, Hytham did not make the clock. That car just not playing ball at the end. So yeah, this will be a buy run for Nick Nack, which will give him third step on the podium. I don't think either driver would have liked to see that. But look, at the end of the day, that is motorsport, and you need that drift car to play ball. So Nick Nack will do a pass to the circuit here for his buy run, and we see Nick Nack doing a seriously good lap here, Alan. This is a brilliant run.
and I'm paying attention to his inside wheel as well. It's just a little bit off the ground as he left with brakes. Three-wheeling is pretty sick, and as he does massive 360s.
The traffic light goes green. Here we go. This is it. It is the final. As we see both cars coming down, throwing it in nice and wide. We have Ali Maxid there, but Alan, look at Nasser Harbali. He is not letting that GTA 6 get away from him this week, as he nearly makes contact as they come up towards the zone. Ali Maxid is a tyre off the rim. He's going to hit the wall. He doesn't hit the wall. That's an unbelievable. How does his tyre even come off the rim where it's just running pressure so low? Nasser's right there with him now. It's on. Nasser makes contact and puts two, possibly three wheels off on the inside there. No, this is just the event that keeps on giving, but both guys will not let up. Maxid is doing anything he can to try and keep on. Ali Maxid in the chase. Here we go. As we see both cars leave the line, Nasser is tearing down as we see Ali throwing it in very hard right there, stuck beside him. Has to back out ever so slightly. Look at the pace of Nasser Harbali. He is like a rocket ship coming through into Zone 4 as he comes into the first decel on a perfect wide line as we see him hugging that outer line, working his way around, flicking back for 5. Ali Maxid is right there with him. Ali possibly dropping one wheel, maybe two, as we see them coming through the centre section now, flicking back for clip 7 as they get ready to transition for the last time along the wall. Lovely transition from both guys as he puts foot to floor, smoking that zone out of it and over the line.
سمعونا التحية للثلاثة الفائزين يستاهلوا التحية. Give them a big round of applause. ناصر الحربلي, Jerba, and the champion علي مقصود.